Meeting of the Perry Township Board of Trustees order of business with pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For you is a set of minutes for a regular session on June 21st. Have a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Second vote.
Yes.
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 How's the kids doing?
I'm actually going to softball practice right after this.
Perfect weather for that. That's fantastic.
Right into.
I gotta tell you, my daughter plays travel softball. It still was brutal.
Yeah, we're just doing rec right now. We're gonna start travel in the fall.
All right, I'm taking this from you. She's ready.
So,
My son is.
They did good. And we're still doing it.
Yeah, so, kids are doing well. Not a whole lot going on for us. The big thing right now is the county fair is coming up, end of the month, so, that'll be our big push, but, just trying to hire guys and get guys in and fill shortages on our patrol division and everything else. Hopefully get that new jail up and running. Yeah, it's not gonna be fully functional probably for another at least year, I would say, but yeah, it's just more manpower than that. But, other than that, hopefully 4th of July went well for you guys. I think we had a fairly quiet 4th of July, sorry. But other than that, not a whole lot to report. So
you're gonna be at the county fair opening day.
I will be
Scheduled for that?
I will be there, actually, I will be there Sunday night, 11 p.m. till 7 a.m. Monday morning, so those are the hours you choose to come.
And you will be there.
I mean, lines are short.
And
I will not be there.
Yeah, actually,
I'll be there at 10:30 on opening day, but I will not be there.
Yeah, you'll probably be the sheriff, but
Yeah.
you won't see his face, so it's a 16-hour day for me that day, so.
Oh, wow.
So, but I volunteered for it, so it's my own punishment. I'm punishing. If I go on vacation that next week, so.
Well, I won't be bringing Chief Cicero because every time the sheriff wants to try to recruit him away from it, I try to keep them apart. And it's like,
Will you guys be entering a cruiser isn't there a cruiser contest or? Yeah.
Check.
I think Sharon Township won it last year.
Yeah, they did.
Well, they won it. They, what?
Yeah.
They did. I should have brought that up, I'm sorry, chief.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That was a real move.
But yeah, other than that, we're, just trying to catch our breath, I guess.
Good deal. Anything we can do for you or the good sheriff?
Not that I know of. No,
Okay.
I think we are good. So if you guys have anything for me, I'm gonna go sweat.
Go take care of the kids.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Oh, I know. I can't wait.
Hopefully it warms up before you get there.
Brookside.
Our meeting is actually next week. I think I mentioned this to you before. Weren't doing a summer event this year. The money's going to the entrances, which are, I think they're putting up 1 stone a day.
How's
on
that
the new
going? Yeah,
event.
yeah.
Really slowly. I'm like, can I pay the bill in the same time frame that you've taken to do this
Doubt
work
that.
that was gonna be done in April? But other than that, we're just having a series of food trucks kind of around the neighborhood and all of that. I was at a few parties yesterday where folks were complimenting the patrol activity on the bay, addressing the speeders there, so thank you. And thank you also for the 4th of July
Wake up.
Although, did it go entirely through the whole neighborhood
Yeah,
this time, or was it maybe a little?
I think McVeigh West to Merwin. I think where they
Okay.
went.
Okay, I think, so we of course have so many little kids now in the neighborhood that love to see it, so, perhaps if possible, next year we can broaden the loop or something,
Put that in
but,
action.
but anyway, everybody.
What time do you guys do that?
After roll call.
Right.
I think it was right around 10 o'clock, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It's-
yeah, for after roll call
Yeah.
is about 9:30, so.
Yeah, about 9:45, 10 o'clock.
I mean, I of course caveat all of that with when there's activity and all of those things, just saying, you know, if not. There were little kids their parents trying to get their little kids out to see and didn't.
You know, it
so.
might be a simple solution is we just go around twice. Instead of going through once, they just take the same route twice. That
No,
way,
that's not a bad idea.
here at the first time and then come out and see it the second
Good
time,
idea.
so,
Okay,
Yeah,
that's easy.
but thank you. We appreciate the efforts and the attention on McVeigh.
Worthing Hills. Anything good? All good?
It's all good on the 4th of July.
We thank you.
Thank you.
And Sergeant, I apologize. I don't know how many times I called you over 4 or 5 days, so thank you for everything. I hope the country club took care of you as far as golf carts and everything.
Yes.
They said they
Yeah.
would, so. And I know we're gonna have an after event meeting next week,
We'll hop
so,
on next week.
yeah, and let's make sure, that Nate and that they're here.
Oh, they're not allowed.
Yeah, I know. Well, I think the challenge there with, I was on vacation, but Nate wasn't in those discussions, so I need to make sure that they're
Yeah.
both, so whoever is on.
Yeah.
Leave, I know they alternate. So they hear all the good.
Because even
bad,
though Nate had kind of a play-by-play, but I was in the truck with him and there were things getting thrown at him left and right.
Right.
Especially before.
Yeah.
Candy or?
Or I don't wish, I wish it was candy or popsicles,
Right.
but no, it was just different things kept coming up, so.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah, I imagine. Well, I thought they weren't supposed to be throwing, just that made me think of it. I thought folks weren't supposed to be throwing candy from the
Car,
cars and
They're not.
clubs.
they're supposed to
Walk.
Right.
Walk
That's
and
what I thought. Okay,
push it towards in the gutter.
so that was a
Yeah.
compliance issue for some folks.
We got photos of who was throwing, so.
Oh, do you? Because I know we were behind the pirate ship and the folks with that did a really great job just dropping it in the kids.
Yeah.
But that, you couldn't see past it because.
Yeah.
But-
Oh, that was a pretty cool.
That was really awesome.
Yeah.
For doing it, so.
Great.
Well, there was an organization in front of me that, they kept stopping and the kids were running
Yeah,
in front
Yeah,
of
so we're
them.
trying to.
I know.
Yeah.
especially since Worthington had a, not Worthington.
Failure.
Kid that was ran over.
Yeah.
During the parade.
Right.
So.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It can happen.
yeah.
EdCon and Ravello, the only thing is that we had a meeting with AP about, some of their safety issues, down there, so, touch base with you.
Okay.
And their first night's out, it's gonna be
Yeah.
coming up
Yeah.
next, so
Yeah.
did everyone get that invite? That went
August
out.
1st.
August
National Night Out.
1st. 6, is it 6 to 8? Is that when it is?
Yeah, I believe it
I'll
is.
put it back up and just send it to
Okay.
everybody so you have it.
Are they gonna have the Schmitz
Yes, same thing they always do.
trailer and we're having horses, dog. Thing.
Ponies.
Dog and pony show.
Okay, so-
Goats.
I have a request for you tonight for a goat. That's.
Was that 7 horses in there yesterday? Was it, we had
2 county sheriffs.
There's-
2,
Yeah.
3, and 4, right?
Yes,
9.
A lot of horse
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
yeah. We're very nice.
Okay,
That was impressive.
zoning. Keith, you want to start? No.
Well, you guys passed this resolution last time regarding the insurance, the change to the insurance. So that's code now, which is good. Violations, both 1366 Oakborn and 6847 Merwood. Homeowners are trying their hardest to take care of things, which is good. Oakborn, we sent a certified letter out last week. We should be getting the receipt for certified letter this week. That starts a 10-day waiting period before we can call it a nuisance. So
Okay.
that's the time frame. However, she has called and left 3 voicemails. Apologizing profusely for the condition, has fixed 3 of the 5 items already. Unfortunately, the 2 of the 5 items are a massive dead tree in the front yard and no shrub or grass has seen a blade for 2 years. So that's the biggest part. But she is very willing and wants to get this done, so. And Merwood, which is the one we had our crew cut,
Yeah.
Mhm.
she's had it cut at least once since then by herself.
Really?
Yeah, and it's looking pretty good, so
Okay.
I'm not
Drove
gonna,
by
I'm not
yesterday,
gonna
it
close the
wasn't
case.
bad, yeah.
But she's had it cut at least once by herself, and,
Yeah.
so it's looking good there.
Hey, I got a question in terms of trees being cut down. So you have to, when you take a tree out, you gotta take them all the way down to the ground and completely remove them, or?
Yeah, it does take that, and this is this is a 30-foot dead tree
Yeah,
in the front yard.
well, there's one on Clubview that
Yeah.
it looks like it got hit in a storm and there's still,
Yeah, I saw that today.
Is
yeah.
that the one just past Circle on the Green?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a dying tree.
I
yeah.
didn't know if they were gonna do some sort of a wood carving or.
Yeah, that's kind of what I
something.
thought when I saw it today. I thought, well, what are they gonna do
Yeah.
That's been that way
for a while?
for months.
Yeah, probably 3
So,
months.
I mean, there's no safety issue with what's left,
Right,
just,
Yeah.
whatever you look at it.
Yeah.
Well, there's some special circumstance, you're gonna run into special circumstances there, just, we'll talk about it, but I wish it was down, the tree.
Yeah,
I also wish they had a new driveway
And a new walkway.
and a new walkway, and they would power wash the house to get the green stuff off.
you know what you're talking
Yeah, would be nice, but there are special
That's good.
circumstances, so.
So my expectations on Oakmore is they take the tree all the way down to the stump and grind it. That's what I'm gonna tell her, so.
How big a tree is this now?
It's 30 foot tall. It's a big tree. For 35.
Yeah.
Yeah, big
Okay.
tree. Been dead for a while.
Okay. But Merwood's looking good.
Merwood's good. I mean, a branch fell this week in their yard. She hadn't picked it up yet, but there were 100 of those prior.
Yeah.
So, it's looking good.
Okay.
And then our friend in Brookside, Miss Neff, she's also done 99% of the work on her property too.
That's great.
So I'm waiting for some weeds this tall around the walkway to be cut down, and then I'm gonna close the file, but she's been doing the work.
Cool, very good.
This is the Michelle Club. I don't know.
Wow, thank you.
No, I appreciate the resident coming back and saying what she said eventually, but, it's just, and, I know we've talked about when going over there. Yeah, yeah, yes. Okay, well, good. How's the contractor signs doing?
It's fine. We haven't had any permits from like Ross and Dave Fox and Jess Brown. Those guys have not submitted any new contractor sign issue or permit applications yet, because I called each of them and said that conditions have changed, just so you're aware, but we haven't had any new ones issued yet. And our problem guy is very happy with the new deal, and so he's gotten 2 new signs since then, and so I'm watching those. to Make sure.
Why is he happy?
Because he feels like Ross and J.S. Brown, whose projects take sometimes 9 months, get to keep their signs out there, and that's their advertising for 9 months. So he's happy that all the signs are only gonna be there 30 days.
Okay,
So,
well, nice even playing.
But most roofing things are done in 1 to 2 days.
correct,
Yeah,
exactly. He claims there's other things than roofing that he's doing inside, which is BS, but
2 of our neighbors just had the roof done,
it's,
big roofs, 1 day.
It's crazy how quickly.
It's fun, and it's,
it's a 1-day job most
Yeah.
times, yeah.
and it starts like at 7 in the morning and ends like at 8 o'clock at night, it's a 1 day job.
Yeah, exactly.
um,
Oh, on 161, the towers. The issue on the cell towers.
oh, yes, yes.
I didn't know what the issue was when I went out there and took pictures and, but the tarp had been swung up and caught on the barbed wire.
Right,
Turns out that's the issue for the neighbor. I'm not opposed to just going over there myself and pulling it in.
yeah, but if you just pull it down,
That's all his concern was, that I could tell.
does it stay down? I mean.
Well, is it gonna stay there? They pulled it up on purpose to do some work and never pulled it back down.
Okay,
That's what I understand.
I mean, to be honest, I mean, for me, if I had to look at a blue car, I mean.
It's green,
Sort of green,
so it's not,
they look blue. I
it's
mean,
not offensive.
I don't know, it looks like, you know, somebody's got a hole in their roof and they put a blue tarp on.
No, it's dark green. and it's-
Okay.
It's not a bad tarp, it's just the one out of the 4 sides is up, stuck to the barbed wire.
Okay,
Why don't you just go ahead and just put it down, and if it happens again, we'll reach out to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if that's okay.
yeah,
okay,
that'd be fine.
Are you allowed to put a cover on a car in the driveway?
Yeah, but it has to be a cover meant for that car.
Okay.
Yeah,
You just get with a tarp over it.
it can't be a tarp, it has to be a manufactured car cover meant for a car.
Well, you wouldn't put just a normal tarp and circle the green, you did a customized.
Has to look like the car.
Why, have you been to my house? I've got 2 vehicles under tarps.
So I got 3 things. Zoning, do we know the status of zoning code? That's
Yeah.
the attorney, right?
So so Jen, Huber, Joe and I met on the 22nd of June. We're actually meeting tomorrow. We're taking 2 hours at a time to go through it. We're into the good section, which is the, you know, all the, or mostly our code is, so that'll probably take us a little bit, but we think it's gonna probably take one more time after, and which the other thing I wanna let you know that you're gonna see a little bit cost from Jen to her time. So anyways, once we get through that, we should have something that, but we're deleting pages, which is good.
Good.
So, yeah,
Is that solar panel thing that we?
that's gonna be part of it. I mean, when the code that she sent, and whether we wanna wait, which I think, are we waiting, or did we say that we were gonna push that through?
But did we approve that?
I think y'all said you were gonna go ahead and go ahead and do it ahead.
Yeah.
Just because there's so many requests
Yeah.
coming in.
Yeah. I think we get it, because she said that's the one that they wrote up for the Ohio Township. So if we
So
wanna
we
get
can start
it,
going through the zoning commission setup then.
yeah,
Okay,
Okay,
got it?
Okay.
You said he wanted it, so.
okay. Good. I have one more thing. I think the reciprocal thing, but that's a Columbus thing, right?
We're just waiting for their okay.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I did, since I've been gone, I did have a question. Remember, a gentleman reached out that's working for City of Dublin about this easement.
Oh,
the right of way.
That said we
Did
were
a
gonna
packet
get to
come
this.
in? No, I'll call him tomorrow and ask what's going on with that, because
Okay.
when I talked to him, my understanding was that it was gonna be a pretty quick turnaround, but it's been.
So he wanted, what was it, 2 feet permanent easement and 10 feet temporary,
8 to 10,
8 to 10,
yeah,
and he wanted it for free.
correct.
Good.
All right, I'll call him tomorrow.
All those in favor? Yeah. Okay. Ian is not here, but the Aqua project is basically done with that. I mean, Decker did come in 4 sections for the spot concrete. And there are a couple areas that I think they need to come back and look at, but, and then we're supposed to be first on the list. Mailbox. The mailbox. Your mailbox or Pete's mailbox? Your mailbox.
Forget it.
Oh, you're taking care of that one.
well,
I don't want to put that on the list.
They said, okay.
Okay. Because they did something to Pete and Liz's mailbox. Okay. Got it. And then Iron Court, have they ever doing anything? I know there was a nasty email that went from the county engineer.
I have not seen anything else.
Did that guardrail back up?
Mhm.
Everybody happy?
Well, yeah, it's making people nervous thinking that
It's still,
I
yeah,
got a lot of questions yesterday.
okay.
that there's
I'm
some other
not
plan
sure why
afoot,
we
you know?
can't get the guardrail back.
Right,
They can
I
Do
think that they
restoration
still do
around
what
it.
they need to do with that backup and alleviate people's concerns that that's
Okay,
becoming an entrance.
I'm meeting with Ian when he gets back tomorrow. Let me just
Yeah.
ask him to see what.
Let's- have an answer this week.
Okay.
What we're gonna do with the guardrail, we want
Thank
to,
you.
want to back up, like. ASAP.
Okay.
Fire and EMS.
Oh, hey,
Oh,
one
yeah.
thing on the road, can we add to our new business under future, the salt barn? I
Yeah.
met, I've
Thank you.
met with the, structural. And he's like, if you guys can give me what, they are gonna require, then he can write a proposal to, figure out what it's gonna take. The question I have is the secondary structure that we were talking about. Do we want to pursue that too, or do we want to just do the salt?
Well, I hate to say anything, with I not being here.
Right,
I think what we have is fine. I'm not the road superintendent.
right.
I like where you have it. I like what we have. I just want something safe.
That storage area between the salt barn and the police department.
Yeah, well, I was shown one to make up for what he's gonna lose
Right.
when we demo the one building. I think that one could be temporary, where we build it out of block, just in
Mhm.
case, but it's a smaller structure. But the salt one, I think we're going the route, everybody's saying that those blocks move. So I think we're going the route of permanent, and that's what so if we're gonna go that route, then I don't think it's gonna take long. We just need some guidance in terms of what they want to see. And I'm talking the people that do the cover structure or whatever it is, that I think he's leaning more towards the canvas one.
Mhm.
They should usually have drawings. They won't stamp them, but they can provide how it should be built. So.
Do you have a meeting with Ian tomorrow?
Yeah, because we haven't seen each other for a while now. So yes, I have a whole list. I just added
So I
that to
put
my
in that
list.
meeting? Okay.
Yeah, and Beth, we should probably set up a separate kind of get together to just make sure that we're, all on the same page and getting this, and then also Dublin, what Dublin's gonna require or not require as part of all this, because we're gonna have to set up a set of demo
Right.
plans, because we got things that gotta come down to.
Okay, you said a separate meeting. Who all? You, me, and Ian, or?
I mean, it can be, three of us, if everybody's comfortable with where we're proposing it, I don't see we need any, any more, but.
No, that's fine. I just wasn't sure
Yeah.
who all you were
Yeah.
talking about. So, okay,
Okay,
I can do that too.
All right,
okay. Fire and EMS.
There were 19 calls for service with Worthington Fire in Perry Township, month of June.
How did things go last night, by the way? Officers, okay?
Oh, yeah,
No problem.
No issues, everything went good.
Now, those Worthington residents are real proud of it.
Everything was nice and smooth.
Okay. Police department.
There's a couple events coming up. One is September 4th, which is the Worthington Kilmore 5K in Worthington Hills.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if they have reached out to Matt Shade or not to ask him, but they've done a permit with us.
Yeah.
But I will find out. And then October 22nd, the Race for the Cure for Cancer is Worthington Hills, and I'm 99% sure they have already reached out to Matt Shade.
And I think there's a September 9th thing down at the end of Andy's.
Yeah,
It's a rock
it just
and
came
roll.
in today.
Yeah,
I got
you
a chance
mentioned
to
that.
review it, yeah.
But Luke's kind of making sure that all those boxes get checked anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he receives them and then he's puts everything together and sends it out to us.
You're still getting it on your calendar when it's set to go. I like
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
yeah.
anytime one gets approved, he sends out a calendar invite. to
Yeah,
everybody
that's been
else.
working really well.
Yeah, it works great.
Okay. I appreciate the residents getting into the mode of going to paperwork. I don't think it's that much, but it really does help
Mhm.
you to know, civic association know, road department.
fire, it's for a nicer.
Are we supposed to be doing that for food trucks? If it's not an event, just a food truck parked on the street?
No, because you're not blocking roads at that point, at least I don't think so. I mean, our concern is,
Sure that we
you know,
weren't like,
if there's events that affect
Yeah.
traffic, I think we.
right, that's different. We
Yeah.
do it for that,
But,
but,
yeah,
okay, I just want to make sure we weren't
Yeah. and-
unintentionally
To
violating.
me, a food truck parked on the road is no different than a car parked on the road at that
Yeah.
point. I mean, that's not blocking.
Yeah.
And
so when a civic association, when a civic association does the event, we're not charging. I know it's only $25, but we're not charging.
I don't think
No,
so.
we actually still need to talk to them. Remember the special events? Everyone was kind of given the application.
Yeah.
Folks were given their feedback on it, but that was one thing we talked about.
Yeah,
So that the officers and everyone know everything that's going on. And again, I agree, food trucks, they're gonna be off in a parking
Right.
lot somewhere. But those fees would be waived for
Okay,
school,
yeah.
civics,
yeah.
that sort of thing.
okay. I
But
know they-
it's more important for everyone to have the information.
Right.
Than anything
Yeah.
else, so.
Okay,
Do you all want to know when the food trucks are, just so you know
Yeah,
when
if
the
you-
Raiders is in town?
If you'll let us know that way, we can
Okay.
pass off too. Is it gonna be, I'm assuming it's. a
Well,
evening type
so
thing?
what we've done is we have a number of food trucks that whenever they have availability,
Oh,
they
okay.
are charging us and they're letting us know and they're coming in.
Oh,
So,
Okay.
yeah, we've had graders, I think, 3 times this summer so far, and Buckeye
Oh,
Crates a
nice.
couple times, and yeah, so we don't always have a lot of notice, it could
Yeah.
be just a few days notice, but we can still give you a heads
I
up.
see, if you just want to.
And we're keeping them off of McVeigh, we're
Yeah.
putting them, rotating them around the neighborhood.
If you just want to send an email, we can send it
Okay.
out to everybody then.
Good deal.
Perfect. Thank you.
okay. How about we talk about the cadet program?
We
What
love the
cadet
cadet program.
We have a debt program. Lieutenant Forsyth is not here tonight. I told him to take the day off. The only question we had on a follow-up from last meeting was the workers' comp. And thank you, Elizabeth, we got numbers, workers' comp. So we looked at a maximum of 6 cadets. It would be $17.18 per cadet per year through workers' comp, which comes out to $103.08 per year. Otarma would do $280 per cadet per year for a total of $1,680. So our yearly would be $1,783. The only additional cost would be the badge and high visibility vest, which is a one-time cost of $288. So our all-in on 1 year is $2,071, and then yearly after that's $1,783.
What's the retirement charge for?
That's liability insurance.
Yeah. So that is, again, we're gonna do a maximum of 6. And actually, on a side note, yesterday after the parade, I had 2 Kilborn football players approach me to talk about police work and had a good conversation, explaining about the cadet program, and hopefully they will apply as well.
Cool.
So,
Do we maintain, when they're out of the cadet program, do the badges and vests come back? Or
Yes.
do they-
yeah, we.
So
own
that
those.
cost is,
That
although
cost is
occasional perhaps.
Yes,
But
Yeah,
There's gonna
but-
be tons to replace, but as a
Yeah.
general rule,
yeah, those will, and we're not doing metal badges, we're doing what's called.
those little stickers like you
That-
use with the kids.
So we're doing what's called a flex badge, so their shirt will have like a Velcro,
Okay,
so we're gonna do something like that.
yeah, did your guys already see it?
I see it. Yeah.
Very nice.
So we'll do something like that as part of their badge, and then we'll give those back, because again, we have a set of. I don't remember what the numbers are, but it'd be the same set of numbers, so if we have 6 and somebody ages out, or they decide they won't do it anymore, we can reissue the badge to somebody else. So, not to be personal.
So, but we're not approving that cost tonight, or are we with the
Yeah.
thing? Okay.
Yeah, ask for motion to approve the program at that, total of $2,071.08.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
Vote?
Yes.
Yes. You got a program.
Congrats.
we're very excited.
So, okay, likely stating the obvious, the BWC and OTARMA doesn't come into play until or unless we have the the cadets in place.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess that's what I was asking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's- Yeah. once
Out
we
of
have-
mass, if we fill out the
Like,
six,
it's
but
not going to
Right,
exceed.
yeah, that's
this
not,
is
it
the-
won't exceed
Right.
that.
We really got two right now, right?
Well, no, we don't have anyone yet. We want to make sure we get everything in place.
Okay.
And then, there are some paperwork that'll need to be signed through probably Otago BWC.
Yeah,
And before we do any of that, we would have to go through, if somebody applied today, we're still probably 30 days out by the time we do background and do different things before we would actually, bring somebody on.
So, I'm sorry, do we have two potential candidates?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, that we do. We have a
okay,
couple
yeah.
potential candidates. Yes.
If we had a, just, I'm just thinking, an example, we had a class of 3, and we got that quote for 6 people, would that be cut in half, or no, maybe not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's per year, it's how many per year,
Because,
so,
you know, time is the bigger one, the liability, is that kind of a per person?
yeah,
charge?
it's 280 per cadet per year, so, and same thing with BWC, it's $17.18 per
Gotcha,
cadet per
gotcha.
year, so,
So really the 300-ish is up front
yes.
for the badges and the vests,
Right.
stock those, and
Yeah.
then the rest comes on as they come on.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Did you want to be a cadet?
I said 8, let's see.
can I get a motion?
It's 1 year left in that.
28.
Yeah, 28, we can make an exception. I'm only 32, I just got a lot of road miles.
So I know the next topic, we're pushing to the next meeting.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, we have too many, the company is, I had a conversation, and I'll tell you totally, but it was. I know they're a growing company, and companies tend to change rules midstream, so you don't find, it's amazing what you don't find out, and you find out about it, so. We're happy to ask for another exemption, because now they're having a minimum number of cameras. And so it's like, you have to have a minimum number of 5 cameras. Well, I don't need 5 cameras. I just need 1.
Hey, just to let you guys know, so I'm friends with one of the township trustees of Genoa. And he was saying they're looking, if they've got, I don't know how many flock cameras they have, but he said they're evaluating over 6 months. And I think they got another 2 months left, but he says they're, because they're not sure whether they're gonna invest in it or not. So I said, would you guys share that information with us based on it? And he said, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, but they're doing it over a 6-month period. I don't know when it started and when it ends, but I know it's getting close.
How are they doing a 6-month versus?
Because the rules change.
No, I think they bought the cameras, but they're not sure whether they're going to add more.
oh,
okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just want to do, here's my agenda. I just want to do a 1-year pilot project. And I only want to pay for half of it. I don't want to do any more.
I just think we need to look at it from, like, I thought when we had talked, we were gonna talk, like, hey, let's just get 1 and try 1. And
that's
then-
what I've asked them. I said, I need an exemption of this 5. I don't need 5. I need 1.
when did all that change, because I didn't know.
Well, I talked to that Justin Whitmire, who does the police agencies in Franklin
Right.
County. He's one of the counties. And they said, yeah, it just came out, and by the way, we hate it.
Maybe you need to go dark for a while and then see if that rule changes.
Yeah.
You know those tricks, don't
No,
go.
no. We call it ghosting.
See, on the dating app, they call that ghost.
So,
No, it's ghosting.
I don't know where we're going with it, but we're eventually get there at some point.
But
All the circumstances.
But that's sort of like, Steve, when you're putting together your
Strategic budget.
your budget for next year, I mean, I just don't wanna like. And the nice thing with Genoa is like, they're already in,
Right,
so we can evaluate, and they're doing it neighborhood wise.
Mhm.
So maybe, if they have a successful thing, then we say,
Right.
okay, we're willing to dip our toe in it,
Right.
but just to go in. And have it not, but I do personally, I think it's gotta have buy-in from the civic association. I don't think it's a township thing, you know?
Right.
And that's why I think it has to be the HOA that buys in to it in this scenario. And we should reach out. And I know Prairie, Franklin, Clinton all have them now.
Yeah, I think so.
So I don't know if they're in Jefferson, sorry. 4 of them have them, 4 of the 17.
So, you know, without mentioning any entity names, perhaps you just let them know that you, based on the feedback from others, you're gonna hold off and wait until the end of their evaluation period and see what happens. And then,
Have you heard this before?
We can type that up in an email and send it to you. So you can be separate.
Anyway, okay, let's move on. So, Madam Administrator.
I've got 4 more.
Alrighty, the 161, I don't have any updates unless you do, okay? For the loan program, we're still waiting to hear, get the information we need back from Albers and Albers. Same with the water sewer district. The only couple things that I have, actually, I guess it's just one. My contact at Think CSC reached out to me late on Monday saying that the owner who started the company back in the 80s is selling. Think CSC is going to combine with a company out of Pittsburgh called Ideal Integrations. Have you heard of them? Okay, I haven't either. I went up on the website and just kind of looked around a little bit. But the owner, the current owner of Think, did send out a notification today, so I'm gonna send that to all of you folks so that you can kind of read up on it. It sounds like they're just into the infancy stages of figuring out the path. The group that's here is gonna stay where they are. They're not getting rid of any of their staff or anything like that, but I know, you know, who knows, you've been through this 1,000 times, I'm sure, so. I am supposed to meet with Chris, my primary over there, hopefully the end of this week or early next week, try and get a better gist of where they are in their process, and
So will this impact our contacts here? And
it's
the
not,
cost
no, that was,
we incur as a result of their service?
well,
I was gonna say, is there language in the contract that lets them change pricing?
see, that's the thing, I've got to pull the whole contract, I was just kind of looking, because we have different, like, we have a hosting contract, we have, you know, the MSP contract and stuff like that, so I need to pull all of that out and read back through it. But that was one of my first questions, that are we going to?
I'm sure I do, but if you are pulling it, can you send it to me?
Yeah, but you know, the last thing we want is a change up. Ahmad knows our systems inside and out. They're on their end here, the group that we have, there's no anticipation of anyone, you know, jumping ship. But then again, you know, when companies merge, sometimes people aren't as happy as they had.
Oh, they're nervous, and there's a lot of opportunities here these days.
Exactly,
Yeah.
so, but I just wanted to give you a heads up on that, that just, again, Chris reached out to me on Monday, Mary saw the notification come in this early afternoon, sometime today. So I'll share that with you folks, so we're just gonna have to read through the contracts, meet with Chris, see, you know, what's what.
So we invested a lot of lunch money in Ahmad, so let's not lose him.
Yeah, I haven't invested a lot of power ring money over here. Yeah, there you go, there you go. Yeah, that was my biggest concern, because, you know, it's always
Right.
a little, you know, and our systems are so complex and he just knows them inside and out. And that was a learning process for him. So, but I'll try to keep you up to date. Yes, I'll get the contracts and stuff so you can zip them too. And see if you know much more about those types of contracts than I do. So any help I'd appreciate anyway. So, that's it.
The service calendars came in today.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah,
All
So-
750?
so if you let me know how many you want, if you want to do it tonight. just let me know at the end.
I'm trying to think how many I usually go through from, I'm just putting it.
I think Luke said today, the last time that you took 50.
Yeah, if I can get 50 to start and then I'll. Okay.
One other thing, resolution for August 1st. Have I
Oh.
said anything about that? No, okay. Probably because I talked about it on Friday. So we apparently did a resolution at one point in time. Can we do another resolution for
I'll put it on the,
courtyards with whatever?
yeah, I'll put down the next, agenda.
So
Is that
that we
something
don't
that
go
we have
down
to do
there.
every
empty-handed.
year, or is it a matter of language to
Yeah,
It's the same
make it like
language.
a?
Yeah, we had that from last year.
Yeah.
It's,
we
Somehow
have
we
to send
did,
in a new one every year,
Oh, okay.
or points or whatever.
right.
it's something that, Beth and the chief can stand up there and give it to them. So, thank you.
You didn't say my name, right?
I think you did.
It's all right. I hit out
I'll be at
last
the
year. I'll
Schmitz
do it
food
again.
truck. I'm not sure what you're going to.
I'll just go play with the horses.
I got
There you go, exactly. Request a motion for approval of payroll and disbursements.
Make the motion.
Second.
Yes.
Yep.
Upstairs.
You there? You okay?
There's
Okay,
sign
can I also make a, yes, I'm sorry. Can I also make a motion that we don't have meetings the day after the 4th of July? Did you?
Are you out here at Grant?
Yeah.
It's.
You messed
No chat, everything's assigned.
It's one.
I don't think we did.
No,
We did not.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
So it comes in.
Yeah.
They do it every year since they've been there.
Thank you.